Welcome to the Hog Radio Show, a weekly radio show covering the world of motorcycling and rider lifestyle. Featuring Walt, the Rev Fletcher, and Steve, the producer Johan. Now here they are with the good news on riding, your hosts.
Welcome, everybody, to another hour of the Best in Ridertainment. We've got another great show lined up for you. Make sure to check us out at www.thehogradioshow.com, where you can listen to all of our past shows, sign up for our weekly blast and monthly newsletter, and where you can follow the latest news and views covering the world of motorcycling. Well, tonight we will be interviewing on our first segment, this is Freddie Curci, lead vocalist of the band Alias, who will be kicking off their world tour this August at Sturgis, Canada, actually in a couple weeks, 1 week. And for more information, go to sturgiscanada.com. And Freddie, it's great to have you on here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I almost said Steve, and that's because he's your guitarist and founding member and cohort and the whole thing. So how's rehearsal going?
It's actually been a blast. This is an incredible lineup. The musicians are unbelievable, and it's just been a delight. And sometimes it can be a little trying, but this has been amazing from the get-go. It's just, you count in the first song, it's like kaboom. It's like, oh man, this is wonderful.
Well, I do a lot of reading of histories of bands, and it's amazing the amount of various lineups that, you start up, you're thinking, weren't they just a group? And then it's like, oh my gosh, they went through how many personnel, and I know when you guys founded the group, you started out as a group, and then you actually started out before Alias. You had a group called Sheriff, and you had some big hits on that. And I need to tell you, I'm going to do a shout out for a guy named Mile High Rider. He's a listener to the show, and he said, wow, Alias, what an amazing band. I am really looking forward to seeing them. So underrated. Amazing vocals, musicianship, more top 10 hits than a lot of bands between Alias, Amp, and Sheriff. How in the heck, and that wasn't the word he used, are these guys sitting at home? And what's really cool is you guys are kicking it off, and I have to ask you, how is it that you got hooked up with Sturgis, Canada? Did they invite you? Did your booking agent say? How did that work?
Quite simply, I live in Los Angeles. I live in LA, and Steve and I we've always kept in touch. And he gave me a call and he said, "Dude," just like that. He said, "Dude." I said, "Yeah, want to go play?" I said, "Where?" Actually, Merritt, BC. And he told me all about it, and I said, "This sounds fantastic. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's have a great time." And that's basically how it happened. That simply.
Now,
he asked, I said yes, and then the rest hopefully will be history.
Well, and that's interesting because he's up in Toronto and you're in LA. So how do you practice in between? Do you utilize the internet, and do you syncing that way? How's that work?
Well, we made a song list of songs that we will be performing, and I learned them all again. It's really weird. You have to use your brain and memorize lyrics. That's really interesting. It was easy when I was younger. And then I'm actually in Toronto right now. We're rehearsing, and we're just putting the final touches to the show. That's
right. Yeah, you say that because I used to play in a number of groups back in the 80s and the early 90s here in Seattle area. We just, did the garage band thing, perform live, cut the demo tape, then somebody leaves, and then you start all over again, move on, and over again. And I'm looking at this stuff and going, how did I play this stuff? It's been too many years.
There you go.
And I'd have to be sitting down and woodshedding. I told a kid the other day who plays bass, and that's what I played. And I said, it'd take me 6 months to get my chops back and feel comfortable playing in front of anybody, because it's just, I could pick it up and start plunking around, but I would want to be proficient enough to feel very, very comfortable. And I don't think a lot of people realize that when you've actually spent time off the road, out of the studio, not doing your craft, you have to learn it all over again. I mean, you've got that innate nature, but you have to learn it all over again, don't you?
Absolutely. It was starting from scratch. For me, a couple of months ago, I got the word that we were doing a show, and I said, okay. I have a recording studio at my house, and I just got into the studio and started singing to records like I was when I was a teenager. And my daughter said, Dad, what are you doing? I said, I'm singing. Really? Is that what you call it? No, I'm just kidding. She's 15 and the whole different type of music, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I got to ask you.
But
go ahead.
No, it's really interesting. I don't understand any of the music that she listens to, and it's so bizarre. I never thought I'd get to that point. I always thought I was cool and hip, but in my daughter's eyes, I'm a dad. You know, your dads aren't hip.
No, they aren't. Even if they played some killer music in the time, and there's going to be a whole there'll be a whole group of people going, we want to see these guys around, and I'm hoping for your sakes, that this is it gels, it works. You guys get very good response, and then you get a really top end booking agent, maybe somebody that works with some of the other well-known bands of the 80s who have actually made a living doing the casino crawl. And what's neat about that is it's all set up for you. You just come in, you play, and you leave, and you make big money, and you don't have to worry about toting around a truck with you and all that kind of stuff like the old days. And they take good care of you. You play about a 70-minute set, and you walk away, and you've got quite a bit of money in your pocket, and you can actually I know some people are making very good money, and they can do this, let's say 3-4 months intermittently, and they've made a lot of money for the rest of the year. And I'm hoping you guys can do the same thing.
Well, touring definitely has changed. It's not like it used to be. You're right. It used to be the old truck and bus or station wagon or whatever, and you just plow through it. Now it's from casino to casino mostly, and just having a great time. And it's a lot easier.
It is
that way.
And everybody's got a clear head these days. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
No, we won't go there because we all made our mistakes, and now we're grown up, and we're all parents, and we're like, you know what, kids, don't go down that route. But now, are you?
For instance, today, let me just interject here something.
Yeah.
Today at rehearsal, Steve brought a tray of vegetables with sauces. So in the 80s, it would have been vodka. Today, it was vegetables with sauces.
That's it.
Raw mushrooms and broccoli, and it's like, okay, things have changed.
But now, when you guys are doing your songs, and you having your vocals have matured as anybody who's been singing, are you guys working within that framework with the knowledge that you're maybe not going to get the highs that you used to or the lows? Or how are you working to exercise your vocals to get in shape? And how do you play around that? Because you being the vocalist, that's the most challenging part I've seen with any vocalist is, and it doesn't mean you can't put on an awesome show. It just means learning to work within your ability where you're at today.
Well, I think what we're trying to do is just to perform the song as wonderfully cohesive as possible.
Yep.
We just want it to be great. And I'm not so concerned with hitting the notes I used to be able to hit, which I don't know. I'm not really worried about it. I sing what needs to be sung, I guess.
Right.
And it's coming out okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's an interesting question. I didn't really think about it because no one's really saying, you better hit those notes.
No.
I mean, no.
Well, and I think I'm thinking for you, it's the presence, it's being cohesive, it's being tight, and having fun, projecting the funness.
Yeah.
People really pick up the energy on a band having fun. And it takes you with you. And I think you guys are I won't be able to make it. I'm going to be in Oregon the week of the Sturgis event, but hopefully I can get Ray to send me a video of what's going on. But yeah, I think that's awesome. And the other thing that I was wondering is you have been out of the music scene, and it has changed a lot. And I know
Yes, it has.
I've talked to Steve about this, and you guys were like, you know, you were ready to launch another album. The grunge scene hit. I mean, that's what nailed my last band, or the previous band before my last band. It went away because of that. We couldn't sing. We were pretty much right in the same vein of music you were, or we were writing the same style. We're like, oh man, we're right there with the Nelsons and all that, and then boom.
Oh wow, that's right, yeah.
You know, and so I'm like, there it goes. And you had the same thing as an artist who had been on the road, been doing this on a personal level. How did that hit you, knowing that, geez, my whole life has been shelved, and it's not because I can't play and I don't want to play?
Well, I guess for a few seconds I looked at it and I said, well, my life has to change, and it did. I just moved forward and did what I did. I moved from Toronto to Los Angeles, got married, started a new life, worked. I write a lot of music for TV and film.
Oh, wow.
And
well, you know what, Freddie, we are out of time.
Okay.
Thanks so much for being on with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You bet. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.